Travel. We're joined now by the travel journalist and editor of JetSetJourney.com. That's Jill Starley-Grainger. Jill, welcome to you. Looking at the behaviour of some of the other companies who very recently were rivals of Flybe's, I mean, it's enlightened self-interest, isn't it? I mean, yes, they're doing the right thing, but it's enlightened self-interest in the sense that they will hope to pick up some of those customers.
Of course, and in a way, we hope that they do pick up some of those customers and some of the routes, because some of these routes are so important for the regions. Flybe was the largest domestic carrier in the UK, and it really went to lots of these smaller places that nobody else serviced. Some airports, Flybe was 75 to 100% of their capacity. So it's terrible news for the regions and for the 8 million passengers a year who are affected by this, and of course the 2,000 plus staff members.
Yeah, because some of those customers, I mean, if they are, commuting from the Highlands or Cornwall, or, Devon, wherever it is, the alternatives are really limited. I mean, try and do it by car, try and do it by train. It's going to take you a lot longer to get there.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, we need a massively improved rail network that goes throughout this country and out into the regions, but that is a long-term solution. It's not short-term. So if you're trying to operate your business, to visit friends and family, and lots of people also, you have to remember, have bought holiday homes and this sort of thing off the back of assuming that these routes were going to be serviced. So, yeah, it's quite bad news for people in the regions, and I do worry that obviously the biggest and most popular routes will be snapped up by these airlines such as EasyJet and Ryanair. You would assume they're going to come in and take those. But these smaller communities might be cut adrift, which is not great news. We need these people in our communities and able to get around the UK swiftly and easily.
Well, the government's before signalled it might be prepared to look at some assistance there. When you look, I mean, just setting aside the problems for customers, look, I was surprised to hear from our correspondent at Southampton Airport this morning saying that 90% of the flights into Southampton were Flybe's. I mean, as a business model goes, to be that reliant on one mark, on one brand, one company, you could argue is a recipe for trouble.
Well, I mean, that's true, but that would be the situation now. I'm sure that the airport has been trying to get other airlines to fly there, but because Flybe was operating so many routes that were so popular, hopefully some other airlines will take those. And there are, like I said, there are airports where I think almost their entire business model was entirely based on Flybe. And in the beginning, when you've got a small airport, they're trying to get anybody to come to them that they can. So when you look at airports like maybe Newquay or some of the ones in the far-flung regions of Scotland, they're not massively appealing to the big airlines. So it's not all that easy to entice them. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a problem for some of these smaller airports, but I do hope that the government, like you said, will provide some sort of assistance to help these people continue to have their access to the rest of the UK, and hopefully some of these airlines will think, OK, maybe I can make this route a bit more profitable than Flybe did.
And Jill, just very briefly, Flybe was already struggling. It was teetering on the brink. The virus seems to have pushed it over. Other airlines, bigger airlines, potentially in trouble?
So I haven't heard anything recently. We kind of knew that Flybe was likely to go under, and I'd heard a bit about Thomas Cook before it happened in Monarch. So the good news is that right now, it doesn't seem like any other airlines are in imminent danger. And a lot of the airlines, because people are hesitant to book right now, the travel industry is really taking a battering. Lots of airlines and travel agencies are putting out amazing deals. So
we've got to leave it there. Jill Starley-Grainger, good to have your expertise. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.